if you're from Africa and you go to the United States, you're gonna be a foreigner then in the United States. So you're gonna try to be on your best behavior to blend
Yeah.
in and follow the laws and not make any
Yeah.
trouble. Whereas
Yeah.
a African American, this is my land. My ancestors were slaves here. So if I feel
Yeah.
disrespected or if I feel like I'm being taken advantage of, you
Yeah.
know, I might lash out. Whereas, you know,
Do you know, I
yeah,
usually say, as a Kenyan, Kenyans don't understand what is racism. As we had colonizations, I guess for you guys had slavery, right? Uh,
yeah.
but we, when Kenyans hear about racism, they like it can't be that bad. But now that you're here, how is it that bad, or is it? Try to explain to a person like me who hasn't been to the states, how bad is it?
Okay,
For you to
so
live in a country that has so much system, has opportunity, has money, but for you to decide, you know what, I'll go to Africa. I know they have issues, but I'm still willing to go there.
yeah, because at the end of the day,
Yeah,
um, it's about peace of mind. And if my mind is always anxious and I don't have peace of mind, then how can I really enjoy my life? So I would say one of the big differences is here in Kenya, um, Africans are the majority.
yeah,
So when you go outside, you mostly
hmm,
see people that look like you.
yeah,
But for me, you know, in the United States, Europeans or people of European descent are the ones that are the majority in the country. So
hmm,
you can live in a part of the country, and every time you go outside,
hmm,
you can maybe count on through the whole day. You can count on one hand how many other African Americans you saw during the day.
hmm,
It's not like that everywhere, but
hmm,
in some places it is. And then another thing is the racism is there, even though there's the opportunity and not
yeah,
everyone is racist.
yeah,
There's so many Caucasian people that maybe one African American person grew up around Caucasians that were totally racist, and then on the other side of the country or in another city, another African American might have grown around Caucasian people that were never racist to them.
yeah, yeah,
Another thing is some people don't recognize the racism and discrimination,
hmm,
so it doesn't really affect them.
yeah,
Some people recognize the racism and discrimination,
hmm,
but they feel like they don't have any alternative. There's nothing they can do about it, so they
hmm,
just accept it.
yeah,
Then you have some people who
hmm,
recognize the racism and discrimination and they lash
hmm,
out uncontrollably, or they do something destructive to kind of
yeah,
rebel against the system that they
yeah,
are raised in.
yeah,
And then I feel like there are other people like me who
hmm,
recognize that there's racism and discrimination, and rather than fight or just take it, you know, I'll rather leave. And
yeah,
then you have the people who are like celebrities or they have a lot of
yeah,
money to the point where either they always had enough money where they never had to deal with it, or
hmm,
they've been having money for so long that they've kind of isolated themselves away from the issues that go on
hmm.
concerning racism and discrimination. I would almost describe it like a have you ever seen a quilt that has like a many different colors and layers in it? To
What a quill,
me,
a quill.
like a blanket that somebody sewn. To
Yeah,
me, the racism and discrimination in the United States is kind of like that, where the racism and discrimination can be really heavy in some areas, and then
hmm,
almost non-existent in other areas, and then it's like
Yeah.
in between everywhere else. Yeah. So that's why you get so much conflicting stories about, some people say they never experienced it, and then some people say that it's like really, really, really bad. It's because it
Yeah.
varies depending on where you live
Yeah.
and the kind of person you are.
Yeah.
For me personally,
Yeah.
I can't I can't work at a job and constantly be disrespected, always be the
Yeah.
butt of every joke, you know,
Yeah.
trying to make me clean the bathroom every time or make me do all the hard work while everybody sits back and relax. I can't deal with that. I would
Yeah.
rather leave and go live in Kenya where I can have a mostly comfortable life and at least my peace of mind is there. Some people in the United States, they'll deal with that and they'll just be content with getting another job or just dealing with it, because
Mm.
living in the United States with the modern amenities is better than life over here. And to me, it's not. It's just personal preference.
Oh wow! Actually, I'll be
Yeah.
really honest. That's one of the times someone has really explained it, and it's psychological. Like you could be having all these amenities and all this stuff, but when it's psychologically and it's constant, you'd actually prefer these sides with the less opportunity than that side.
Yeah, like to me, where I live, it's built up. The roads are wide. There's a good amount of lanes in each road. There's lights, 24/7 electricity. Each plot
Mm.
of land has the uh, has the city water,
Mm-hmm.
propane, natural gas,
Mm.
all the utilities. So there's like,
Mm.
excuse me,
Mm-hmm.
yeah, like the bus system is very efficient. You
Mm.
know, the regulations and everything, the standards. People have AC in their house, a majority of them. For me, I don't care about those kind of things if it means that I have to deal mentally with uh, the kind of and
Yeah.
yeah, it's just hard to explain it,
Yeah.
especially to people from Kenya. I find, because when I was in Arizona, I used to work with Kenyans, actually several of them, in some of the
Oh.
jobs that I worked at. Yeah, I worked with Kenyans, and they would always ask me, why am I going over there, because their experience is not the same as the experience that I experienced. And one thing that I would like to add is that if you're from Africa and you go to the United States, you're gonna be a foreigner then in the United States. So you're gonna try to be on your best behavior to blend
Yeah.
in and follow the laws and not make any
Yeah.
trouble. Whereas
Yeah.
a African American, this is my land. My ancestors were slaves here. So if I feel
Yeah.
disrespected, or if I feel like I'm being taken advantage of, you
Yeah.
know, I might lash out. Whereas, a foreigner might, yes sir, just go along with whatever the police says. That's one
Yeah.
thing. Two, they can deport you.
Yeah.
So if you get, let's say even if you did something wrong, you'll just
Mm.
be deported. An
Yeah.
African American cannot be deported from the United States. So whether we're resisting discrimination or some kind of abuse, or if we do
Mm.
something wrong, since they
Mm.
can't kick us out, they either put us in jail or they shoot
Mm.
you.
Yeah.
So you're a Kenyan, you go to the United States, you live there for a long time. Hey, it's not as bad. It's great, but the experience is way different. It's way
Yeah.
different. Then plus, as soon as they see you or they hear your accent, you're getting a different treatment than one that I would get.
Oh, really? So
Yeah.
what you're actually saying, you'd be treated worse than like even an immigrant. That's what you're saying.
Yes.
Oh,
Yes.
wow. Ah, interesting. Okay. Wow. That's something I've really learned a lot. Top five